Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Michelle Shawfro-Cook. I am here today to talk to you about using Copaiba essential oil. You may have noticed that there's been a big fuss on Facebook and all over the internet lately that Doterra is now offering Copaiba oil, and you're probably wondering, what's that all about? Why all the fuss? So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Copaiba. It's actually a oil that's derived from a tree that grows up to about 100 feet tall in the Amazon rainforest. Now, you probably already know that many pharmaceutical companies are scouring the Amazon rainforest looking for the next great medicine that they can synthesize and turn into a chemical pharmaceutical drug. They actually spend billions of dollars to do this, and about 70% of all medicines are actually derived from plant medicines at some point. But in the process of synthesizing them the way that drug companies do, that's when you start getting all the side effects with drugs. And the beautiful thing about Copaiba, which is a natural rainforest medicine, is that there aren't the side effects because it is natural. It is not synthetic. It is not like taking a pharmaceutical drug in any way. So what's so great about Copaiba, and why would you want to use it? Well, Copaiba contains a compound called beta-caryophyllene. Beta-caryophyllene is a big word, but basically what you need to know about this is that it's a powerful plant nutrient. And as a powerful plant nutrient, it falls under a category of a group of other nutrients called cannabinoids. Cannabinoids, there are 3 known ones right now, and probably many more to be discovered over time. But right now we know about 3 of them. 2 of them have already been discovered in other plants, including in marijuana. And that's why marijuana has been talked about so much, about its capacity to heal pain and other types of illnesses, glaucoma, epilepsy, and all these types of things. But Copaiba is different. Copaiba has no mind-altering effect. It doesn't work in the same exact ways as the other cannabinoids like THC or even CBD, which is very similar but different from beta-caryophyllene, which is found in Copaiba. So those are a lot of fancy words, and you're probably starting to drift off a little bit right there. But what I want you to know about beta-caryophyllene is this. It has been found in research to be a very powerful painkiller, but it does not make you high in any way. It doesn't work on the same mechanism in the brain. The way that Copaiba works is very simple. Pain has to travel from wherever part you're feeling pain. Say you're feeling pain in your wrist. It travels from your wrist through your spinal cord up to your brain, and the brain registers the pain signal. At that point, the brain sends messages back to the wrist to try to heal it. But in the process of that, it can also aggravate the pain signals so that you feel more and more pain. Over time, if this doesn't stop, your system, your body's pain mechanisms actually stop working properly. And that's why people end up with chronic pain. It's so hard to treat. So what you want to do is actually have compounds that outrun the pain. And that sounds kind of strange, but that's how it works. Anything that works faster to go through the spinal cord to the brain and back will actually stop the pain signals and effectively reduce pain. So Copaiba is one of those compounds that can do this, or one of the plants that can do this. Beta-caryophyllene found in Copaiba has been found to actually work quickly on pain signals. So that's basically a little bit of the background. But what you'll want to know about Copaiba, really getting down to the basics about it, is that it works on many different systems in the body to rebalance your body. And that includes things like your immune system, your cardiovascular system, so that's like your heart and your arteries and your whole vascular system, your nervous system, so that's your brain and your nerves, and even your digestive system. Now, if that's sounding like it works on just about everything in your body, well, that's because it does. And so I'm recommending Copaiba to many different people right now, people who've come to me looking for help with a variety of pain conditions. Now, as a Doterra distributor, we don't actually say that it can treat something because it's actually illegal to do that. But having said that, Copaiba and beta-caryophyllene have been found to be highly effective in research for many different things. And like I said, it rebalances all those different systems. So if you're feeling any weaknesses in those systems, I urge you to consider trying Copaiba oil. It's actually really inexpensive. It works out to be $35 to $37 US, depending on where you're located. So it's really cheap. A typical high dose of it actually works out to be about 62 cents per day. So it's very affordable for most people, and it's legal. It doesn't make you high like other compounds out there. So I'd urge you to give it a try. I'm going to post the link so that you can join my team if you want to save 25% on all your oils, including Copaiba oil, or even today. You can do that right away. All you have to do is click on the link, click join and save, and fill in your personal information to set up an account. It's that simple. You'll get 25% off everything that you buy for this whole year going forward, and it costs only $35 US to do that. If you need help with it, I'm happy to do that, to give you a hand. Just message me on Facebook, or get in touch with me through one of my pages, and I'd be happy to give you a hand. So hopefully that answers your questions about what's the big deal about Copaiba. My sister is actually on the line too, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about her experience with using Copaiba oil as well. So thanks for joining me.
Hey, no problem. I just want to say, in addition to all the great, information that you shared, the bottle of Copaiba will have about 240 drops in it, and really one drop will go a long way. The key with essential oils is not in how much you use. Actually, the less you use, the better. And what it is the frequency and of how many times you use it. So I had someone in my office the other day, and they had a swollen knee. And I said, I'd like to try something on your knee for you. And my recommendation was that they take one drop of the Copaiba, and I said, use one drop with one drop of blue tansy. And what I want you to do is I want you to put it on every 15 minutes for about an hour, and see what it does for you. So after about an hour, I come back to her, and she handed me both the bottles, and she said, I won't be needing these anymore. She said it worked. I can't believe how quickly it helped my knee. So super excited about that, because Copaiba is one of the oils that we just really started using, and to see those kind of results that quickly. And she was in a lot of pain, and the great thing about the Copaiba oil is it's taking down inflammation. As soon as you can reduce inflammation, then you can reduce pain. So super, super effective in that way. We're pretty excited about the Copaiba oil. One of the things I wanted to add too is about the carafilling. Things like juniper berry oil, helichrysum, clove, ylang ylang, melissa, and black pepper all contain this. But the most, the biggest percentage of it in the oils, in those oils, you could get as much as 21%, some being as low as 5%. But with the Copaiba, you're actually getting more than 50% of that key element that you need. So I just think it's a wonderful addition to the oils.
And that's something very specific and unique to Doterra's Copaiba oil, I wanted to add, Bobby, because that's not true of all Copaiba oil out there. And a lot of Copaiba oil, it says Copaiba on the bottle, and it isn't even Copaiba oil inside the bottle. Or it contains solvents like phthalates and things like that are cancer causing. So you don't want those. Doterra's Copaiba oil is pure, does not contain any solvents, and it is actually high dose beta carotene oil, like you said, 55%, which is amazing. That's a huge amount of beta carotene.
And I might add to that, I just sat in on a 3-day conference with the doctors, with the chemists, the scientists, and they can all attest to the quality of the Doterra oil, that it is by far the best Doterra, Doterra is the best, purest and therapeutic grade oil on the market. And some can say pure, but they won't necessarily say therapeutic grade. So that is really key when you're choosing an oil, is to make sure that you have the absolute best oil you can get your hands on. Because if you want it to work, why would you use something second best? If you're trying to work with any pain, inflammation, using something that just won't do the job, there's no point to doing it. So making sure that you get the best oils is paramount.
Absolutely. And I can attest to that too, because I have very sensitive skin, and I've used like probably 2 to 3 dozen different other brands of essential oils over the gosh, it's been about almost 20 years that I've been a practitioner, actually close to 25 years that I've been a health practitioner. And so I've used those myself personally and with my clients for many of those years. And I can tell you that none of them worked as well as the doTERRA oils. And most of them, actually, if I used them on my skin, I would break out in rashes and blisters. I don't get that with the doTERRA oils. So that's how I knew personally that they are far purer. I realized it was not the oil that I was breaking out from. It was the solvents in the bottles of oil. So that's something to consider. And I was using professional grade essential oils that I would have considered to be, you know, the top ones in the world that I was importing from France and were considered medical aromatherapy grade. And I still get better results with doTERRA's oils. And doTERRA's oils, frankly, are cheaper. So it kind of just makes sense to go with something that works better and is less expensive.
Yeah, I agree with you completely on that.
Yeah, so I think that gives people a good overview of Copaiba. And of course, if you have any questions about using Copaiba, you can use it internally. I would encourage people to try it in a capsule first. You can use 1 drop under the tongue at a time. So always start with 1 drug. But you can take it in a capsule too and take it a few times a day in just an empty capsule. You just get an empty capsule, fill it with a drop, and then close it up, take it with some water. So you can use it that way too. Bobby, you had mentioned, actually, I just realized there's one more thing I would like to mention. You mentioned inflammation, and when you get to the heart of pain, which is inflammation, then you can see results quickly. Well, over 80 different diseases have been linked through research now to inflammation. And that includes everything from arthritis to diabetes, cancer, heart disease. All these things are linked to inflammation. So if you go to the root cause, fibromyalgia, yeah, chronic fatigue syndrome, a lot of different things are linked to inflammation, heart disease, so brain diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, many, like I said, over 80 different ones. So if you're suffering from any of the most common, chronic inflammatory disorders, which is most of them, I encourage you to give Copaiba a try. Also, Copaiba has very high levels of antioxidants. Free radicals in the body are the things that do the damage at the cellular level and cause disease and aging. So if you can kill off free radicals before they do damage through high potency antioxidants like Copaiba contains, you can actually get to the root cause of what's happening with behind the scenes in most diseases. So, and aging. So if you want to do a lot of good for your body, Copaiba is the way to go. So thanks very much for joining me, Bobby. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to be on. Thanks.
Thanks.